Thank you, John. Well, the playoffs are finally here in high school football, and we have plenty of state line teams getting in on the postseason action. We're going to start at 1A and work our way up. And as you can see behind me, we have 4 teams at the local level playing in 1A, including an NUIC versus the big Northern matchup. Lena Winslow as the 1 seed. They're going to take on the Crusaders after Rockford Lutheran won their final game of the season last night, beating Genoa Kingston to get a shot at the playoffs. And Forreston at the 8 seed. They'll take on Marquette. So that sets up what could be a rematch of our Week 9 game of the week if Lena and Forreston can win their games. The Fulton Steamers, they are poised to be in the mix as well. That's a look at your 1A bracket. Let's bring in Ethan Wiles now to take a look at 3A. Ethan?
Thank you, Eric. We've got a stacked 3A conference this year in the postseason. 5 local teams are heading into the playoffs with another NUIC Big Northern matchup. Byron obviously taking the 1 seed after outscoring their opponents by 537 points scored to just 45 points against. The Tigers will take on Noble Hansberry, while Stillman Valley as the 13 seed will play Noble Johnson, and you see right underneath them the Oregon Hawks will play the Rivermen in the Hawks' first playoff appearance since 2014. North Boone, another team with a big turnaround, they'll play Monmouth Roseville on the Vikings' home turf. Over to 4A with you, Eric.
Yeah, over in 4A, we have 2 schools entering the postseason. The Titans and the Dukes both put together great seasons, just 1 loss each. Now with the Titans as the 2 seed and the Dukes as the 3 seed, there's a chance we see these 2 explosive offenses face off in the playoffs. Titans will have to beat Phillips out of Chicago, and then the winner of Geneseo and IC Catholic. Those are 2 really tough programs for Boylan if they get to that round. And for Dixon, they'll start with Plano. Then they'll play the winner of St. Lawrence and a 7-2 Chicago vocational team if they can get past the first round. So it could set up a very interesting quarterfinals in 4A if we get there. Ethan, what are we looking at in 5A?
That's right, we've got 2 great rivals in the 5A bracket with both the Spartans and the Hubs once again heading into the postseason. Rochelle comes in as the 9 seed with Sycamore taking the 5 spot after an 8-1 regular season. Rochelle will take the trip out to Wheaton to play St. Francis, and the Spartans 5 seed good enough to host a playoff game. They'll host Evergreen Park, so Rochelle and Sycamore will need to punch tickets to the state quarterfinals to see that rivalry renewed in the postseason. Eric, what NUIC team should we expect to see in the 6A bracket?
Well, we've actually got a Nick 10 school here in the 6A bracket. Ethan, we'll have the Belvedere North Blue Thunder. They put together a 7-2 regular season. That was good enough for the 4th seed in 6A. They'll host Amundsen out of Chicago to start their postseason up. Here's a look at their side of the 6A bracket. The Blue Thunder looking to get past the first round after dropping a couple of heartbreakers at home over the past couple of years. Now to close it out, let's take a look at the rest of our Nick 10 teams in the 7A bracket, Ethan.
We had 5 Nick 10 teams make it to the IHSA playoffs, with 3 of them in the 7A bracket. If you wanted to see a rematch of Hononegah and Auburn's game yesterday, well, I have good news for you. Willie Talone and his Knights will hit the road to play the 2-seeded Indians, while the Huskies will hit the road to Glenbard East. The Huskies are the 24th seed and play a tough Glenbard East team that finished the year at 9-1. And the winner of the Hano and Auburn game will get ready for either Willowbrook or the Yorkville Foxes. Should be a lot of fun in this year's IHSA playoffs.